Before the beginning of all things, a giant named Purusha existed. Purusha had thousands of heads and thousands of eyes and thousands of feet. He was huge and embraced the earth on all sides, and at the same time he filled the space only 10 fingers wide, the size of the spade which holds a human soul. Purusha was the primeval man, the man who came before all human beings. Purusha was everything, all that had once been, and all that which shall be in the future. He was the God of immortality, and he now lives through sacrificial food which humans offer up to him. All beings and creatures make up of 1/4 of him. The rest of him is immortal life in a world beyond this world. The 3/4 of Purusha which are immortal life rose up high, and the remaining 1/4 of him remains here on earth. Before the beginning, Purusha gave birth to his female counterpart, who was named Virat. When she was born, she took the form of an egg, and then Virat in turn gave birth, and she bore her male counterpart Purusha. As soon as Virat had given birth to Purusha, he spread to the east and to the west over the earth, so the universe was produced. Then the gods prepared Purusha as a spiritual sacrifice. They sacrificed Purusha, and they offered up their sacrifice to Purusha, who was being sacrificed. The clarified butter or ghee, which they used in preparing the sacrifice, was springtime. The wood, which they gathered for the fire to burn the sacrifice, was autumn. And the sacrifice himself, the giant Purusha, was summertime. All the gods and all the celestial beings and all the sages sacrificed with him. The ghee from the sacrifice was gathered up. Purusha, who was born in the beginning, was sprinkled on the grass. He formed the creatures of the earth, and he formed the beasts of the forest and the beasts of the village. From that sacrifice were born horses, the cattle, the goats, the sheep. And from this sacrifice were born the hymns of the Rig Veda and the melodies of the Samaveda. From the sacrifice came the ritual, and from it came the matters of poetry. When Purusha was divided up after the sacrifice, his mouth became the Brahmins or the priests. His arms became the warriors and soldiers. His legs became the traders and farmers, and his feet became the workers and the slaves. When Purusha was divided up, the moon was born from his mind and his spirit. The sun was born from his eye. From his mouth were born both Indra, the god of storms and warfare, and Agni, the god of fire. From his breath was born Vaju, the god of wind, and of blowing breath and of life. When Purusha was divided up, his navel became the middle sky, his head became the heavens, his feet became the earth, and so it was that all the worlds were made, and all that is began.
Created using Powtoon.